Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today I'm going to do an overview of some of the boutique labels out there. And these are the labels that I've purchased multiple titles from. There are so many labels out there, but many of which I have never purchased anything from them, so I'm not going to talk about them. Those labels are Blue Underground, TerrorVision, Severin Films. I've heard some good things about those labels, but I don't have anything from them, so obviously I cannot comment on them. Also, this is not a ranking. This is kind of an overview of them and the pros and cons. Mostly pros. There's only one label right now I have a couple issues with, and I'm going to go into that later. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to do an overview of each one as quickly as I can. The first one I'm going to talk about is Dark Force Entertainment. I've bought 3 movies from them, and I think for the price, they do really good work. I think this movie, Point Doom, is amazing. It's a great B movie from the late 90s. It's a good little action thriller, and they restored it and kind of color corrected it. And yes, they did a new master of it, and it looks pretty damn good. And this is a great movie, and I bought this one from Diabolic DVD, so if you ever purchase from them, they do amazing work. I recommend them highly. I bought this one from them, but it's from Dark Force Entertainment. Great movie and a great price, and there are some special features here. So, and it's like I said, a really good price. So it really works if you're looking for great B movies for the right price. Dark Force is one of them. Another one they release is White Rush. I bought this one directly from them. Another great thriller, on a smaller production, but a really good job, and they restored it, and it looks pretty damn good. I bought this one from Dark Force Entertainment themselves, $13. This is a steal for this movie. It's a great movie. And when people are like, well, the picture didn't look super amazing. Well, these were smaller productions, so maybe they didn't have the fanciest cameras and all the bells and whistles that a big production has. But it looks pretty damn good, and the price is right. And these 2 movies are absolutely great. So, Dark Force, if you're looking for some fun B movies for the great deal, I would go with them. They've done a pretty good job, and they ship it to me in great order, so I have no complaints about them. The next label I'm going to talk about is, sorry, I'm going to be cutting in and out of the camera here, MVD Rewind. MVD does phenomenal work. They're very passionate. They're very transparent too, and that's what I really like about them. Is the guy gets on Facebook. I forgot his name. I think it's Tom. I've interacted with him a couple times. He's very passionate, very open, like, hey, we had trouble with this, so we're going to delay it because we want to give you the best presentation possible. They're really good. Their customer service is phenomenal. One time they charged me a good bit for shipping, and then when I got the receipt, it was charged a lot less, and I emailed them. I'm like, you charged me $10 here, and then shipping, it said it cost $4.50 or something like that, but it was a lot less. And I sent them an email saying, like, I paid this much, and it said it cost this much. They're like, sorry for the mistake. I reimbursed it. I woke up the next morning. They responded with an apology, and they cleared it right up. They restored the difference. So, no complaints. Their customer service is phenomenal. Their work is great too. The artwork they did, and they're starting to get into the 4K game now. Swamp Thing here, absolutely incredible. Really good job. They got a different cut and restored it in 4K. Just a really good job, and it's got special features. So I'm looking forward to more 4K releases from them. Obviously, their artwork here with Lionheart, the rewind thing, like labels you see on VHS tapes in the rental store. It's a nice retro throwback, some good nostalgia. And they do great movies. Lionheart and Swamp Thing are both amazing. Here's another one, Split Second. Great artwork, great slip. Special features, they have a lot of them in there. This one's loaded. I couldn't read all that. Just a lot of stuff. Phenomenal picture and sound, very in-depth special features, a lot of great stuff. And they find movies that kind of fall under the radar that don't deserve to, like Drive. I've talked about this before. That's this thing, and it has It has the original cut and has a new restored cut. I mean, MVD goes all out, and they're just absolutely great, very transparent, very much have the collector in mind. So I can't recommend them enough. They even have reversible artwork on a lot of them, so no complaints here at all. The next label I'm going to talk about, here's the one where I have a couple gripes with, but they're the first label I bought from, so I'm not going to go trashing them because they've given me so many great things. But I do have a few issues with them, and that's going to be Shout Factory. Shout Factory, Screen Factory, they do amazing work, but sometimes they just charge too much for bare bones stuff, and I don't think they're in tune with their audience as much as they should be. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm going to try to keep this as positive as possible. They do some limited edition site exclusives like this. I've talked about this, the Crime Zone Future Kick double feature. They did a 2K restoration of both of them. This was $30, not including shipping, but I think for a rare movie like this, that wasn't too bad. Two pretty good movies. Future Kick I like a lot. It's grown on me over the years. It was a B movie from my childhood that I enjoyed. They do some good work with like this, and they were only 1,500 made, which was sufficient for a movie. This is a very niche combo pack here, so you don't need to make a ton of them. So this was very good. They did a good job with that. Escape from New York 4K, phenomenal job. Great artwork, a lot of special features, multiple discs, just a lot of good stuff here. So this is a good thing. The next one, and I will forever be indebted to Shout Factory for doing this, so I feel kind of bad giving them a few criticisms, but I have to. But they restored this. This thing could probably sell for maybe $130 on eBay. Joshua Tree with Dolph Lundgren. It's incredible. I had an old VHS of it when it was called Army of One, and it was called that because the producers were concerned they would confuse this title with the title of a U2 album. So the U2 album, one of their classic albums, is called Joshua Tree, and this one's called Joshua Tree. So they called it Army of One when I bought the old VHS, and I absolutely fell in love with it. One of the first VHSs I had in my collection. It's just incredible. It's an incredible movie. And there was a DVD of it, but they changed the scenes, and it was a different cut, and it was interesting to see some different scenes to do some different parts of the story, but the ending was different. I didn't like it. I wanted my old cut. And it was just a VHS, and it was starting to age, and it's like, we're in the age of Blu-ray now. This was 2013 when they put this out. It was a limited run. That's why it costs so much now. Absolutely incredible. They restored it. They put in the old cut from the VHS, and they gave it its original title that it should have had. Instead of Army of One, it's Joshua Tree. I couldn't be happier. I was thrilled. It has some special features. Just incredible. So I'll always be indebted to Shout Factory for doing that. And another thing they do, I'm going to go back into another criticism here before I end it on a positive note with them. This movie I bought, Unlawful Entry, phenomenal movie. Incredible. They only released 1,620, I think. I bought it. It sold out in 3 days. I mean, I was like, I better grab this. I think it's going to go quick. And then it was gone. And then they got on social media and like, hey, because of the crazy demand for this, we're going to put out 1,000 more. Because we were just saying, hey, this is a limited run of only 1,620, but they put out 1,000 more. Those sold out like that. So here's where my criticism is. It doesn't have a slip. The transfer and sound is fine. Some people were critical of it. I thought it looked okay. But, the artwork, and there's no slip, and they charge $30. It's almost $40 with shipping. I'm glad I have it. I love this movie. But a movie like this, they should have gone all out. Reversible artwork, gone more in depth, and produced more of them. I mean, you weren't in tune with your audience. I mean, this thing sold out like that. You should have made a lot, had some alternate artwork, some more in-depth features. The features aren't bad on this, but maybe go a little more all out for as much as you're charging, and just not knowing that your audience would eat this up, and they did, and they just weren't in tune. And in my opinion, they dropped the ball on this, because this movie, a lot of people are going to miss out on this because they only made so many, when they could have made 5,000 for sure and probably sold those out, maybe 10,000. But it would have been nice to give it a little bit more, because this movie deserved it. It's an underrated 90s thriller. Everyone I've showed it to has been blown away by it. And Shout Factory, in my opinion, this is where they kind of dropped the ball. They charged a lot, and then they didn't make enough. So I'm glad I'm fortunate enough to have it, but a lot of people got to miss out when that could have been avoided. Or another thing they could have done was say, hey, we did 1,620, come out and said, hey, we got it wrong. We had no idea this was such an in-demand title, so we're going to make a whole lot more to make sure everybody gets their hands on this, because it is just incredible. Here's the thing with Shout 2, some other criticism. They do amazing work, but sometimes it seems like when they want to. It's like that coworker you have sometimes when you don't know which one's going to show up, because sometimes they do incredible work, sometimes you get what you get. And I think Shout Factory, they've never done awful work, but sometimes I think they should do more. And like, here's one where they went all out and did an amazing job with lots of features and all kinds of great restoration and artwork. What's this? John Carpenter's Vampires. This is alternate artwork. It had the reversible in here. It's reversible. I'll show you. You know, the original artwork's inside. There's a decent look at it. And the restoration was great. It looks amazing. The special features were good. This movie got its due. They did an amazing job. That's another one I'm really grateful for. It's one of my all-time favorites. Now here's where I ended on a positive note with them, because they absolutely hit a home run. I think they're too pricey at times, and they charge too much. You know, $30 for just bare bones Blu-ray, and that's not including shipping. I think that gets a little much. But this one was a great price with great artwork. There was so much here. The Friday the 13th box set, absolutely incredible. I think I got it off Amazon for $90, I think, something like that. It's been a while since I bought it, but look at this artwork. Inside, all the discs. There's a booklet. They restored them. They all look incredible. They have great features on them. They went above and beyond, and for $90, I think that's what I paid, somewhere in that ballpark. But an incredible deal, great price. It doesn't get any better with this as far as boutique labels go. This was just incredible. They got all the rights and did a definitive edition of all these things. Just incredible. So Shout's kind of frustrating for me, you know, as you can see. Like, sometimes they'll do bare bones and they charge a little too much, and then other times they just not hit a grand slam with this. So I hate to be critical, but I have to be honest. So that's my overview of them. So they've been great to me in the past. I will still do business with them. I've got several purchases I'm going to make from them in the future. But one of the reasons I'm kind of holding off is because of how much they charge. I think sometimes for some of these bare bones, you should go like Dark Force does. Like, Dark Force may not do all this crazy artwork and all this stuff, but they price it right, so it's a great deal. Shout, sometimes they charge what some of these upper echelon labels charge when they go all out, and here they don't. So that's kind of my criticism of them, unfortunately. So, but like I said, I'm still going to buy from them. They do great stuff. So without further ado, let's go into some more. The next one is Kino Lorber. I bought a movie called Avenging Force from them before I'd ever heard of them. They restored it. It looked great. They had some decent special features and some decent artwork. I was happy with it, but they kind of did bare bones, but they charged accordingly. But I'm thinking, like, some of the titles they get, maybe they should step it up. And in more recent years, they have. At first, it used to be some movies that just didn't have a lot of features, but the transfers and sound have always been phenomenal. Um, they've always been good in that department, but sometimes I just want a little bit more. But they didn't charge too much. That's one thing, they knew their price point, and they were always good with that. But they have really stepped it up in the past couple years with phenomenal titles, extra features, great artwork. They're stepping up their game, and they're still keeping the price point right. They did Hard Target on 4K, a definitive cut that John Woo oversaw, and they restored it. It looks incredible. Some pretty good special features. For an all-time 90s classic action movie, incredible. They're really stepping it up. They got The Perfect Weapon coming out next month. I cannot wait. Here's another one that got us due, Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth. I've talked about this film. I talked about Hard Target too. They did a 2K restoration. Absolutely incredible. Incredible artwork. Some great special features. And the price point is still, kept very much in line. So they're really stepping up their game, like I said. I think Kino Lorber is one of my favorites now. I can't rank them. Like I said, it's just kind of hard to do, but they're doing a good job. And the final one I'll talk about, Death Wish 4. Some great artwork, a great picture restoration. It looks very good, a very natural look. I love the titles that they're doing, things like this. Kino Lorber, I think they're going to be around for years to come. They're just doing incredible work, and when I bought from them, they ship it with such care and in good order and in good time, so I have no complaints at all. Now, the next one, these are my top two favorite. They charge the most, but they go all out for the collector, like MVD. They are just incredible. The first one I'm going to talk about, Vinegar Syndrome. They do such amazing work. They ship it with care. Their restoration, their features, their artwork, they just go all out. They do charge a lot, but I think it's worth every penny. And they've been so good to me as far as some movies that I love, and discovered even some new ones. I never knew Billy Blanks and Jalal Merhi made Expect No Mercy. I just saw it for sale, kind of a blind buy. I love it. It's incredible. They've done Towns of the Eagle. A lot of classic 90s movies were restored with new features, new phenomenal artwork, an overview of it. It comes with posters, limited edition. They make enough of them. And for $30, pretty damn good deal. You get a lot here. The sturdy casing. I can't say enough good things about Vinegar Syndrome. They take a while during their sales, but they're very transparent too. Some of these halfway to Black Friday sales or the Black Friday sale itself, it takes them a while to ship it to you, but they ship it with amazing care in a box, with foam on it. It's sealed shut. Just incredible. I always look forward to their announcements. Some hit and miss, with the announcements, but when I buy from them, I've never been disappointed. Another thing they did, they have different lines. This is their VSA line, which is great. But then they have a VSU line, the Beastmaster, all-out magnetic booklet, more artwork, a book, a phenomenal restoration. And the thing I love about their restorations too is they'll do an overview or do a little synopsis before, saying like, hey, we couldn't find the original negative, or hey, maybe this one's a little bit rough shape, so you're going to see some anomalies while watching it. It's nothing to be worried about, but we want to do it the best preservation we can. They're just incredible, and there's a reason they have such a devoted fan base, me among them. They just do amazing work. I look forward to every month for their new announcements, and I've already ordered one for their halfway to Black Friday they announced, and I'm sure I won't be disappointed. They restore old martial arts movies, things that fell under the radar, and they give it the most first-class treatment you can imagine. And now, this video's gone on long, but the final one, Arrow Video, incredible as well. Artwork, transfer, special features, they go all out. The Wild Things 4K Steelbook, look at this artwork. Absolutely beautiful. The transfer is great. They put cards with it. They'll give a booklet with it a lot of times. Just amazing work. They also have the collector in mind. And when they announced this last fall, I was so excited. I always wanted the Conan movies restored in 4K. I knew it would happen. I figured it would at some point. I was just wondering when. But when I found out Arrow was doing it, I couldn't have been happier. Incredible here. Great sturdy case. Booklet with it. And the 4K itself. Both of these, just incredible work. The transfer and sound and the special features, they went all out. Just an amazing presentation for these classic films. Conan is amazing. For what they did here, you know, they just went all out. So I cannot praise them enough. Now, the thing is with them, Arrow, you will pay accordingly, but I think it's like Vinegar Syndrome. They charge what they charge, but they go all out for you. So you get the VIP treatment for the collector when you buy from them. So yeah, you will pay, but I think it's well worth it. And the final thing from Arrow, which really made me a huge fan of Arrow, this Empire Screens box set. Incredible. Just amazing what they did with this. They took some old movies from, you know, the video store era, gave it an incredible artwork here in this beautiful box set. It has Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Dungeon Master, Arena, and Robot Jox, and a booklet overviewing all of it. Just absolutely amazing. This box set, I was lucky to get a hold of one. I'm so glad I have it. Like, to take these classic movies from the video store era, restore them, give them new artwork, amazing special features. It has a video rental store card in it. Just little things like that. Art cards. Just, they went above and beyond. And I think I spent 70 bucks on this, 75, somewhere in there. Well worth it. Just incredible. You know, the Robot Jox caught my attention, and then I watched Arena. I loved that as well. Just amazing. Arrow, I'm looking forward to their future releases because I think they just do amazing work. So I know I'm not going to rank them, obviously, but as far as the best overall, I think Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome, you know, they do the most for the collector, but all of them are great. All of them really have the collector in mind, and so I'm grateful they all exist. I'm going to support them in the future. Let me know in the comments what you think of them. Sorry this went on so long. This was a kind of a passion video of mine, but thanks for sticking with me this long. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care till next time.